Welcome to the Tyler Werner Show, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I now call this Philadelphia Eagles team a land of confusion after the Philadelphia Eagles go up to New England yesterday on a late Sunday afternoon/evening and beat the New England Patriots in Foxboro.
What the hell?
I mean, I'm sure that was everyone's reaction to it.
We're from Philadelphia and we fight.
A team that looked like they had no fight left in this season, as evidenced by the last couple of games, getting blown out 45-17, 45-13 against teams that initially they would have been expected to beat. The Eagles go up to New England, however this is possible, after the New England Patriots, they lose last Sunday night on Sunday Night Football to the Denver Broncos. I mean, this should have been an angry Patriots team, a Patriots team that I believe it was mentioned like in this Tom Brady and Bill Belichick regime. There have only been 4 occasions. This is now, 16 years we're talking here, 16 seasons. 4 occasions, I believe, where the Patriots lost 2 games in a row. And this Philadelphia Eagles team that has been playing like crap the last couple of weeks, of all teams, was able to make it the 5th time. I can't, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain, as I'm sure many other it's hard for many other people to explain. I know that like the go-to explanations here. Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady was missing Rob Gronkowski, obviously. He'll be back for their next game. Julian Edelman's been out. Dion Lewis, who has been, of course, a former Philadelphia Eagle, who's been rather effective in the run game, obviously tore his ACL a few weeks ago. So, LeGarrette Blount's kind of their feature back. Their number one back the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are missing guys, but I mean, so are the Philadelphia. I mean, still, knowing all that, I said here last week, and I said, well, the Eagles, they're going to go up to New England and they're going to get their doors blown off. Especially after the Patriots lost that frustrating game to the Denver Broncos last week. I mean, the fact that, there were clock issues in that game. There were some questionable calls. On the cover of Sports Illustrated last week, probably to make matters worse, was Brock Osweiler, and there was and in the background there was like a blatant missed holding call on the Denver Broncos offensive lineman holding a New England Patriots defender, and on that specific play. And it's, if that doesn't just put more salt in your wounds for New England Patriots fans, I guess I don't know what will. But all this, and the New England the Philadelphia Eagles had to go up and beat that team coming off of a loss. No way. No possible way. Whether this guy or that guy's missing, no, at the end of the day, it's still Tom Brady having one of his best seasons of his career for the most part. I mean, no possible way. Now, it starts out early in the game. The Eagles, seems like they're hanging right there with they're not scoring. The Eagles aren't going 3 and out. But they're not putting any points on the board. But they're containing the New England Patriots. And then suddenly, before you know it, it's 14-0 New England. And then it's like, all right, we can kind of see where this is going. But then, ladies and gentlemen, the New England Patriots are an onside kick. I don't know. And the Eagles get the ball, and it's as if like Bradford And the Eagles team responded like, okay, no, like, you can't let. Well, anyways, the Eagles go and they get on the board, and it's like, suddenly we have a ball game, and believe it or not, I mean, halftime comes, and I mean it's a 14-14 tie, and I'm just thinking, how is this possible? How are the Eagles even still in this game? But how have the Patriots not put up 28 points yet? Well, that wasn't the case. And then the third quarter, I mean, the Eagles take a commanding lead. They eventually a 3-touchdown lead. They had obviously they had it was like a 99.5-yard pick six return out of Malcolm Jenkins, taking it to the house. I guess Tom Brady tries to tackle him and stop him, but I guess we saw how that went.
To me, those balls are perfect.
And Malcolm Jenkins, who has been one of the key players on this Eagles team this season, makes a crucial play. Darren Sproles runs one back out of a punt return, and was the key running back in this game. As a matter of fact,
this guy's a special dude right here.
Yeah.
There you go, Sproles.
As Nick Foles
there you go, Sproles.
Said last year during a particular game. I mean, it's amazing. Like DeMarco Murray, who bar none is paid as the number one running back here, the star running back, was pretty much the least used. Pretty much, I mean, across the board, he didn't even catch a pass. Murray carried 8 times for 24 yards, and his long was 19 yards. So the other 7 runs were pretty much, duds. And again, it's amazing because the Eagles, they're paying him, bar none, more than the other running backs. They pick Kenyon Barner off the street. He gets more involvement in the game than DeMarco Murray. Barner with 9 for 39 yards. He had a couple receptions for 7 yards, but Darren Sproles, your featured running back in this game, 15 carries, 66 yards. And in the passing game, 4 receptions for 34 yards, for like a grand total of 100 yards. It's a solid game. And again, it's just amazing. Now, I guess perhaps this was by design. I mean, obviously they're missing Ryan Matthews, but who'd have thunk that Kenyon Barner was going to be? Both Barner and Sproles individually would get more carries, more involvement in this game than DeMarco Murray. Now, I don't know if right off the bat they just saw that DeMarco Murray was ineffective. I don't know. But clearly, we know Bill Belichick, he is like the ultimate preparation guy, pretty much. And, I guess, you got to think that they were preparing for the Philadelphia, obviously, DeMarco Murray. No Ryan Matthews to prepare for, so mainly DeMarco Murray. And Sproles, he hasn't been used that much in recent weeks, especially, and just throughout the course of the season. He hasn't been used for carrying the football much. So I don't know. I mean, what do you know? The Eagles, it's like they throw the Patriots a curveball here, and it's not like the Eagles even had a lights out day on the ground, but it was still effective enough for them to keep drives going, for them to not go 3 and out and 3 and out and 3 and out like they have many times this season. So, I guess, you threw a curveball and at all time, I mean, it worked, I guess. Then again, I mean, DeMarco Murray's on this roster, and appears to be the least effective running back perhaps in this system. I mean, given this offensive line as well, and then just not being able to run between the tackles with DeMarco Murray like he's maybe more designed to. I guess at the end of the day, I mean, he's, of the four running backs, he's the one that least fits this offense, and yet he's the guy that's, making the $8 million and, significantly more than the other running backs. So, again, it's kind of odd, but that's the state of the roster there in that spot. Sam Bradford having of course, a nice return. He wasn't asked to do a whole lot in this game, obviously. I mean, for the record, Tom Brady threw 56 passes this game. Bradford only threw 24. And obviously, a lot of this game, one of the keys to this victory, again, Eagles special teams and making plays, picking off Brady twice, and of course Malcolm Jenkins taking the one to the house. Obviously, those are key factors in the. Obviously, it helps when you're getting, a punt return for a touchdown from Darren Sproles. You're getting, the Malcolm Jenkins pick six. Byron Maxwell picks one off later on the game after that. And, special teams, defense coming through. Again, Bradford, he wasn't asked to do a whole lot in this game. 14 for 24, 120 yards, but he threw some nice passes when they needed to be thrown. He threw a nice touchdown pass to Ertz, of course, and a nice touchdown pass to Jordan Matthews. At times where they needed to connect in the end zone and put up 7 more points on the board. No turnovers for Bradford once again. Another, I guess kind of picking up a little bit where he left off a few weeks ago. Of course, Sanchez just was ineffective pretty much. Now, it came, surely enough, the Eagles, they had a 3-touchdown lead. But, of course, late in the game, in the fourth quarter, Tom Brady, New England Patriots, starting to get in a bit of a rhythm.
To me, those balls are perfect.
Tom Brady leading the Patriots down the field for a couple touchdown drives. And then the Eagles are trying to put the game away. Of course, there was an onside kick that the Eagles failed to recover. The first one, and then the Patriots got the ball back. They go down the field. They score another touchdown. Then there's another onside kick attempt, and Riley Cooper hits it out of bounds. And the Eagles, they try to run the clock at some time off, obviously. Maybe try to get field goal range a little bit. And then there was the Eagles fumble that the Patriots recovered.
Oh, no!
And it looked like perhaps the New England Patriots, they were on their way to, tie this game up, probably send it to overtime and win, and kind of just, like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady kind of just, we fooled you guys, we were just messing with you kind of thing. At the end of the day, there's no way that we're going to let you guys beat us.
I've been to the grocery store in a couple of years.
But when it all came down, the Eagles did what they had to do on defense. There was, the Eagles shut things down at the end when they needed to. They came up big, and somehow they win this game up at New England. I mean, there was early on in the game, of course, there was the Eagles called a timeout at one point, and then they come out on offense, and there's a delay of game. They get a delay of game penalty, and then a false start penalty after. And it's like, how do you come out of a timeout and then get a delay of game penalty, and then not to mention right after that you get a false start penalty? How does that? Like, I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, okay, and this team, you look at that and you think, yeah, this team is going to beat the New England Patriots. I don't know. Somehow they did. Of course, there was the, another, I guess, climatic moment in the game was when there was that trick play where it looked like, Bill Belichick was pulling out, another one of those tricks out of his bag, where they snapped the ball to Danny Amendola, and we saw him make a crucial touchdown pass, I believe it was, in the Baltimore Ravens game last playoff season. I believe it was for a touchdown. Former quarterback. But no, this one, and then Brady kind of just like, because he kind of like he goes, behind the right tackle, and he stands still, pretty much, and the ball gets snapped to Amendola. And then Brady runs out near the sideline, catches the ball, and that one was for like 36 yards. I mean, I guess he's running as fast as he can with that, not so fast 40-yard dash time that he was, he kind of to this day kind of gets made fun of for a little bit, but nevertheless, Brady catches the ball. And it looked like that was going to be an opening for the Patriots as well.
To me, those balls are perfect.
And then, of course, the next play, whether it's Brady getting too much pressure or whatever, he throws the ball deep, and it's intercepted by Byron Maxwell. And a crucial, turnover for the Patriots. And the Eagles just do what they have to do here to win this game. And it's still mind-boggling how this Eagles team, seeing what they were the last couple of weeks, how many people, including myself, we were talking about life after Chip Kelly. Last week, I was talking about, they could trade, what if they trade him to reunite him at the Tennessee Titans with Marcus Mariota, and then, maybe the Eagles in return they get, the Titans draft pick, first round draft pick. Who knows? Maybe Chip Kelly. Maybe he'll go. Will he go back to college? I don't know. And then here, somehow he gets the team prepared enough. I guess somehow they stun the New England Patriots at home. I don't know, but given that it is a win, we'll listen to some. Since Chip Kelly, it's not another one of these losses here. I mean, so I guess we don't need to hear this week like there's no pointless spiel about the game or whatever when your team gets blown out 45-13. No, instead, the Eagles get a win, and I guess this week it's appropriate. We'll listen to some of what Chip Kelly has to say about this.
I just think somebody owes us an explanation, that's all.
Because this is a phenomenon of a thing that happened this weekend. And is like the upset of the season. So, to shed some light maybe on this, I guess let's listen to a little bit of the post-game press conference yesterday from Chip Kelly.
So much today, and not as much with Murray. What went into that?
Some of the matchups with the linebackers, we felt like it's as big a group of linebackers as you're going to face, and then we just kind of, as the game expressed itself, we're kind of trying to go with a hot hand, and we used all three. DeMarco had a big run on the inside zone in the red zone there on that drive, that 13-play drive. We had a big run on that, but we just thought we were going to use all three today and needed all three. But when you got Collins and Ninkovich and guys, it's as big a linebacker crew as you're going to face. So sometimes those smaller, quicker guys can cause some problems in the matchup.
How did you Sproles did with both the carries?
I thought Darren played really well in all phases, and I think it's something you continue to see out of him. We see it every day in training, and it's on us as a staff. We need to continue to get Darren involved in what we're doing because he tilts the field a little bit. And when now all of a sudden we hadn't used him that much, so people weren't doubling him. But then when he was in there, he started to draw some extra attention and open some other guys up. So
Chip, it's not easy getting in this place, and after today, things have gone down the last 3 games. How proud are you of your football team to come in here after what happened and win this game?
Well, I've always been proud of them, and I told those guys that. I said I think sometimes they don't see in them what I see in them, and I know we have a good football team, and I think they showed it today, and they've shown it at other times during the season. In the last 2 weeks, we didn't show it, and that's what was disappointing for them. But I think we got contributions. I thought defensively, the pressure we got on the quarterback was instrumental today, But then when you have a block kick for a touchdown, you have an interception return for a touchdown, and a punt return for a touchdown. It takes those things to win in this stadium against this coach, that coach, and that quarterback. So,
Chip, what was the difference in the defense today as opposed to the previous?
I think we generated pressure, and really those guys up front did a really good job. I think we had 4 sacks. I don't know how many times or hurries or hits on Tom, but that's what you have to do because he's so good. And there's a couple times he shook us off and kept drives alive, running and made some big plays there. But I thought the effort that our guys that played with up front was really, really good, and that's what we needed out of those guys.
Chip, went into the third down throw to Cooper. Kind of a gutsy call there, I guess, not running it.
Yeah, we felt like we needed a first down. We could have run it, and then you got the appropriate time and where we are numbers-wise, and we're talking about all that. We have charts, we know what's there, but part of it is we felt like we needed a first down, and that was our best option on that play. We had run the naked play on first. Actually, try to throw on first down. Try to run the naked play, and I thought Sam made a really good decision. It may have been close trying to throw it, but then if it's not there, keep the clock running. I think when you have a smart quarterback, you trust him that you can do that. We ran on second down. Obviously, got the clock moving a little bit, and then on third down, we just, our concept was we got to get a first down here. And I got great faith and trust in Sam, and I know he's got great faith and trust in his receivers. And we had a little mirrored route deal on, and he was going to the best side. It was a big play by Coop and big throw by Sam.
What made the punt block work? Is that something you guys have seen previous during the week?
I mean, we always have a couple schemes going in there in terms of being able to get them, and the situation in the half dictated it. Them punting back to us and us catching it, we're probably not going to get anything generated out of that. I think was it 15 seconds, I think, was on the clock. So we're probably going to go after the punter in that situation, and that was the rush that we had practiced this week. So.
Down 2 scores, and then they tried that little onside drop kick, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of turn the game around for you, do you think, a little bit? It seemed like you guys...
I wouldn't say that was the turning point, but I think it was another huge play by our special teams. You know when you play this team that they're going to tax you in a lot of different ways. They ran the reverse pass to Brady. They did that, but I thought it was a great play by Tutu. Good reaction by him, and but I think Phipp and did a really good job of the special teams preparing them for a lot of the different things that they do in special teams, and they challenge you from a special team standpoint.
All right, so yeah, obviously a much different tone out of Chip Kelly and everything there. I mean, given this win, this stunning win against the New England Patriots, and obviously, I guess not a reason to blow. I guess I mean, you don't really blow off the media in general, at least as far as I'm concerned, but Chip with no reason, obviously, this week to blow off the media. And the media, I mean, basically in all of how this game unfolded and how the Eagles were able to beat the New England Patriots. I mean, it's still, a stunning win. Yeah, I mean, again, he kind of explained the usage amongst the running backs a little differently this week, and the opening for with the onside kick that kind of gave the Eagles a bit of an opening, and certainly, and yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's still, given the state of this division, since now the Giants, of course, blew it this week against the Jets, and obviously with the Cowboys, I mean, they're pretty much done for the season. The Redskins tonight, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens with this game. But the 5-6 Redskins take on the Dallas Cowboys tonight at Washington. The Cowboys have nothing to play for. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's still a division game, but I mean, I gotta think this is a Redskins win tonight, but who knows what happens? And it just mind boggles me how this division is that bad that if the Washington Redskins tonight were to lose to the Cowboys, the Eagles will be in a 3-way tie at 5-7 with the Giants and with the Redskins. And then this could possibly be one of these things where it's like, buckle your seatbelts for the next 4 weeks because, it's a 3-way tie for this division and who knows who's going to win it. But, I mean, again, and this is going to include the Eagles finishing off the regular season, playing the Redskins, and then the Giants once again. So, I mean, I have no idea what to even think now. I mean, I can't... because it's... Somehow you rally your team, I guess. Somehow you beat the New England Patriots. And with the state of this division being the way it is, Sam Bradford's back now, I guess. And they're... as hard as it is to believe after what's been going on with this franchise and how much it's been a dumpster fire the last couple of weeks, somehow the Eagles have life again. After last week being the funeral edition of the Tyler Werner Show for the 2015 Philadelphia Eagles season, the funeral edition for the season, somehow it's like suddenly, they close the casket and then suddenly like a hand now is like suddenly like sticking out like uh-oh. So I don't know. The Eagles, I guess, are sort of, they have some life still. It's like some kind of crazy movie here. It's like, we thought the season was over. I mean, because obviously, you round it off and you figure the Eagles were going to get their doors blown off against New England Patriots. This Eagles team beat the New England Patriots? No way. The Eagles would be 4-8, and they'd pretty much be done. But now, suddenly, you somehow beat the New England Patriots, and you're still in it. And, I mean, it's a shame that the Eagles had, now that, it's like they realized they were able to beat the New England Patriots at New England this week. Now it's really a shame that they lost those 3 games, those 3 winnable games against those crap teams. Now it's like, it's like you see what fans were. You can go and beat the New England Patriots, but you couldn't win any of those other games. It doesn't make.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And it's it's crazy and mind-boggling. But you beat the New England Patriots, and now you see that you can win like any of these next games. Maybe not. I don't see them beating Arizona. They won't beat Arizona, but you have a chance against the Buffalo Bills. And certainly the last 2 division games, you have a chance against both of them as well. I mean, seeing the state of this division, you can be, obviously it's a revenge factor in the Washington Redskins that you have revenge in that game going for you. You should use that to your advantage. And then the Giants, they have a revenge factor on the Eagles. But then again, like last year, it didn't even matter. Especially when the Eagles had nothing to play for, and yet the Eagles still won that game anyways, with the Giants having a revenge factor in it. But so I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. But suddenly, the Eagles have life again at 5-7, albeit. But I mean, like I said, 8-8. I mean, initially it was like, I remember early in the season, it's like, 10-6 should win this division. Even though I thought, many people that the Eagles would finish maybe 11-5 or 12-4. But then it's like, okay, 9-7 will win this division. And then it's like, you know what? 8-8 will win this division. And then last week I'm sitting here saying, you know what? The winner of this division very well might be 7-9. So it's like amazing how, obviously that might depend on tiebreakers too, because there could be 2 7-9 teams that finish the season 7-9, and then it depends on the tiebreaker and whatnot. But again, it's amazing, mind-boggling that the Eagles have life again somehow. But you beat the New England Patriots. The toughest game, pretty much, the toughest game on the schedule this year, at least what everybody had as the toughest game on the schedule this season, and the most unlikely that the Eagles would win. They pull it off. The division around them stinks, and if the Redskins happen to stink tonight, then again, this division is still sitting right there for the taking. So I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight, and we'll see, obviously, if the Eagles can build off of this win against the New England Patriots. And I guess, they got the Buffalo Bills coming in here. Former Eagle LaShawn McCoy, obviously. See how they handle him and this Bills team in general. And I don't know. We'll see. And it's a bit of an Easter egg for this edition of the Tyler Werner Show, given that it's always a classic listen. Some Bill Belichick press conference audio for the post game yesterday, because some people might say the key play of the game perhaps was that onside kick that, in the second quarter, where the Eagles kind of had a bit of an opening. And Bill Belichick explains, and in parentheses, or doesn't. So let's listen to about a minute of some Bill Belichick and his thoughts on this stunning loss to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Bill, you're thinking on the onside kick leading 14-0.
Taking everything we did, we're trying to do what we think's best.
Why did you have him there take twice? Gostkowski only once on the 3 onside kick.
Because we thought that was the best thing to do.
Coach, just to follow up on the special teams thing there, who handles the play calling when it comes to surprise onside kicks like that? Orchestrated by you? Who's the decision maker?
Yeah, we make all the decisions.
And specifically on that play execution-wise, it's a rugby-style drop kick. Was he supposed to put air on the ball so it's a jump ball, or was he supposed to hit it along the ground like a typical onside kick?
We don't have time for all that.
All right, so that's pretty much that,
This is the end of this subject for me for a long time.
And yeah, I guess the Patriots, they're on to whoever their next opponent is, but and they pretty much they can clinch their division anytime they want to at this point. But I guess they're obviously the goal for them is to get home field advantage, but now that they're tied with Denver at 10-2, and I believe Cincinnati's also 10-2 now, it's like, well, they're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit as far as that goes. But I got to think they still, in the AFC picture, they still have to play the Bengals, and I would think they beat. I figure the Patriots still finish strong here, but yeah, this is just like a freak loss, and plus they got some guys to get back like Gronkowski and whatnot. So, but yeah, the Eagles somehow pull off this win against the New England Patriots, where it just didn't even seem like both teams were in the same league, regardless of who was missing. Because certainly the Eagles are missing some key guys as well. But nevertheless, the Eagles go on to win this game. And I still don't know if it's really hit everybody yet. But nevertheless, the Eagles have some life again. And Sam Bradford, of course, picks up a little bit where he left off with some solid quarterback play. Definitely better than what we've had with Mark Sanchez the last couple of weeks. So, we continue here in the Tyler Werner Show for now with the Eagles season having new life for now. Whether it continues, we'll see, but it is the Tyler Werner Show. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video here in the Tyler Werner Show. And we close here with none other than the official meatball of the Tyler Werner Show, Brady Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs.
What defines the perfect ball? It's not just about size when it comes to Brady and Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs.
I've handled dozens of balls over the past week. We prepare our balls over time. The texture of the balls is very easy to identify.
And that slow-cooked texture is one of the qualities that make Brady and Belichick's meatballs stand above the rest. But it's also Brady's unique rubbing process that only he has the authority to perform.
When I pick those balls out, to me, they're perfect. I don't want anyone touching the balls after that. I don't want anyone rubbing them. To me, those balls are perfect.
Once the balls reached an equilibrium, we're down to the rubbing process.
Brady and Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs. When you're looking to make it a pasta night, we're doing a little catering. Like Brady would say, to me, those balls are perfect.
Hi there, I'm Hank Hill. Well, I'd like to tell you what Strickland can do to meet your energy needs. You see, at Strickland, the customer comes first. It's kind of interesting, the word customer begins with CU. Well, we don't see you as just another sale, but as a member of our team. I thought you might enjoy 7.5 gallons of pure premium propane. Strickland Propane, the customer comes first.
It's no big news flash that many people, you included, eat as a way to medicate themselves. You can choose to worry about it or not. You can choose to panic about your situation or not. It's clear what you must do in order to make important changes.
5 letters here. RELAX. Relax. We're going to be okay.
In order for you ever to effectively figure out and map how to get to where you want to go, you have to first know exactly where you are starting.
RELAX. Relax.
You have to be willing to change what you're doing. You can change your behavior.